Yes, very good afternoon, our viewers of Elkem TV. Today, 8th of September 2023, we are live as usual for our sports edition on Elkem TV. Whoever is actually following us from your respective channels, I welcome all the viewers and our esteemed viewers who are always with us from day one up to right now. We thank you and appreciate you for whatever you are doing. Without you, we are nothing. So this is sports edition with none other than West Nile's ambassador and our Moses the Great sports messiah. Actually, for some of you who might be outside Masindi and you are planning to come back from your respective journeys, what you have to know is weather is a bit calm here. It's sunny, and don't be scared that maybe there is rain in Masindi. No, but what you have to know is it is rainy season. When you are coming towards Masindi, you have to carry with yourself maybe jacket or raincoat in order to avoid natural calamity that may actually occur. So you cannot predict what may be next because you can't know what nature will bring. So that's briefly it. We are very actually happy to be here today, for God has given us life, and those who have not make it, that has been their day, and we pray for your souls. So that is it here. With not other than that is the manager Stewart from St. George. He will introduce us briefly himself, and also up next we shall see what to do. Stewart, you are welcome to the studios of Elkem TV.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Andama.
Yes.
I'm very much privileged to be here. And to the viewers outside there, allow me to take this opportunity to greet you all in your capacities.
Okay.
Thank you for watching Elkem TV. Stay tuned.
Thank you very much. Actually, our viewers, that has been Stewart, manager St. George, one of the teams here in Masindi, and they have performed. That's tremendously. We appreciate you for your performance. So, my colleague, that's Toperunga, that's the chairperson. Football, that's the chairperson, Nyantonji United Football Club. You actually informed me that today you are traveling to Arua. You will be actually having a game. That's Nyantonji United up against Vora. That's Select. It will be in Arua City. Vora Select. Actually, Vora is my division where I come from. That is in West Nile in Arua City. So today, Nyantonji United, they are there in Arua. I wish you well, guys. So travel knowing that those guys are not easy, but there is nothing in football. Whatever effort you will put there will result and cost you how you do it. So that is Nyantonji United team from Masindi here based in Bunyoro going to West Nile, facing taking up against that's Vora Select, that's for a sub-county, one of the biggest sub-counties there in Arua City. So straight away from there also, some of those guys who are having actually academies, children who have talents, we have been told there are people who are scouting them. Have been informed by last Sunday they are actually scouting, and they need children who will get half bursaries, and then they will come and they will get half bursaries. When your child is talented, implying they will give him half bursary, but after proving that he has a good talent, then he will be given that full bursary from P3 up to P6. Your child will be studying for free. Then they will get for them coaches where you will be in position to actually benefit out of your children. Nowadays, children, their foundation starts from grassroots at that age limit. It is not like those days where somebody just come from garden at the age of 30 or 35, enters in the pitch without even doing an exercise. But nowadays, football, they have to start from grassroots. That is from nursery level. And then you have to upgrade. That's why you see in Europe, people are performing tremendously. Whenever it comes to issues of football, they do what is required. So that's how you are supposed to be. And people have to know how you are performing. Straight away, we are going to St. George. I told you earlier on we have manager St. George Football Club. They were in 5th division. Now they have been promoted to that's the 4th division. So, Stewart, briefly, can you tell us how your journey was when you started last season as the management of St. George Football Club?
Thank you, Mr. Andama. As you have already introduced me, I'm Bosinga Stewart, team manager, St. George FC Masindi. I know some people out there know me by other names, but these are the official names.
Okay.
So about our journey as St. George, in regards to last season, we were playing in the 5th division.
Yes.
Literally, that is the first level a team has to participate in. When you join Uganda, when you decide to take part in Ugandan football. You start from 5th division, then you are promoted to 4th division.
Yes.
Last season we had our debut season where we played teams from Kabango, Ntoma, as far as Ntoma, somewhere from within town here, Kibamba. We played a league of 7 teams.
Yes.
And we emerged as the champions.
Yes.
After everything. And it is with that performance that we are confirmed
as the champions.
As the champions of 5th division. And we are ready for 4th division. That is what I can say. But even if we are champions of 5th division in our last season,
yes,
one will say that maybe we achieved a lot or we did what. But we also faced certain challenges. And it is not only us who faced the challenges. It was cutting across.
It was concerning what? That general challenges?
It rotates around finances.
Yes.
Finances. In Ugandan football, if you don't dine well with the finances, you're going to face a very rough challenge. Yeah. Basically, if you are to manage your finances very well, having sponsors maybe on your team, having sponsors, basically I don't mean maybe inviting companies like maybe MTN, because as of now they don't see the value, but we mean engaging the local people, the business people.
Yes.
We are like some were able to join us and helped us to push us ahead, but we still need more support.
In terms of finance?
In terms of finance.
So local people were able to push and give hands?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe another challenge was the way how the league was organized. It was kind of a marathon league.
How?
We could play today.
Yes.
After day, we play another game.
No resting.
No resting. And remember, St. George it thrives mostly on young boys.
Yes.
Who are school going. You'll find that there is a game on a Monday when students, some players are supposed to be in class for serious lessons. So that was a challenge to us.
That was one of the challenges.
Yes.
Finance, how the game was organized, the fixture, how it was drawn.
Yes.
And then some of those, you said some of your players are students.
Yes.
As St. George, have you been giving bursaries to those students, or they are just volunteering to play for you?
Basically, we haven't started giving bursaries to some of our players, but at least we have that in plan.
Okay.
We are planning to kickstart one of our projects where we want to partner with one of the schools. We give them players. We recommend them players who can be playing for that school as well as for our team. I think for now, in regards to our resources we have at hand, that is the best thing we can offer to these young players, and also encouraging them to stay in school, because at St. George, basically that is one of our targets.
They have to balance book
with
football.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
Actually, now that you have been promoted to first division, and first division, I think it is a bit ahead of fifth division.
Yes.
So
please.
what strategies are you laying to ensure that you perform better than what you have performed in fifth division, and remember the teams that are going to be in first division you are going to face, they might be having more experienced players than what you had before. What are your plans to ensure that you perform better than how you were, despite of being declared as the champions of fifth division?
As St. George, we are preparing for fourth division. We have already acquired our FUFA Connect account where we are supposed to register our players. We are in the process of getting our TMS account, that is the transfer matching system.
Yes.
Whereby we are even in the process of acquiring certain players from other clubs.
Okay.
We are going to field a very strong team because we have set our targets very straight this time round. That we are playing fourth division just once, and we have to be we have to qualify for zonals or regional league. Yes, that is our target. Yes,
as St. George.
And the players we have acquired some experienced players. Which maybe I will not disclose today, but let us first finalize with acquiring them.
Yes.
I will come back here and give the list of those players. We are going to challenge, we are going to compete, and we are going to be champions again. That is what I can assure our fans outside there.
That's fine.
Yes.
You talked of the issue of finance, where you will register and put the money in the system. We saw last season, one of the managers that was they raised the concern over that system where they had put their money. They are supposed to be registered for fifth division. That was Nyantonji United. They raised the concern and they petitioned.
They were supposed to play fourth division.
Yes. So they raised the concern over the changes in the finance. You are supposed to pay this amount, but later on you are supposed to pay. How do you think that some of those issues may not affect St. George, because it has not been only Nyantonji United, even Bulima United raised the same issue on actually the chairperson, the committees of DFA in Masindi. So how do you think it will be fair on your side?
Personally, I happen to be one of those few guys who maybe try to understand that system. And I think the teams you've talked about last time, they missed out a few things.
Yes.
A few things, I'll start maybe with how they planned for their time. If you want to register your players on the system, the FUFA Connect or TMS account, you need to do it in time. This is a process which takes more than 3 weeks.
Yes.
Some team managers would want to do that process in 1 day. For example, maybe when the authorities announce that we have, okay, let me say today it is 8th, 9th.
Today is the 8th.
DFA will communicate that deadline is on 10th. Then certain team managers, that is when they will try to be in that rush kind of hour.
Yes.
To finish work which is even supposed to take 3 weeks. And the thing is, in terms of cost, the truth is football is costly.
True.
Mr. Andama, I'll give you one scenario in football, more so in fourth division, where you're supposed to, at least to register 20 players in the system.
20 players.
20 players. By the time you finish entering one player under normal circumstances, that one player can cost you 80,000
Ugandan shillings.
Yes, 80,000. And if you're having 20 players, simple math, that is the amount. Just entering them. No labor for that person who is going to do for you that work. The least he can charge you is maybe 100. Then that money, that 100 plus maybe the 160, it is not, DFA doesn't count it on its side. it is on the team's expenditure. And also DFA will bring you their fares which you are supposed to pay, so that for you to participate in their league. So in most cases, I think that is where certain team managers find the difficulties. And it may be sometimes the DFA tries to combine that amount of money, the 160 plus 100, then they get theirs, which is maybe like 250. If you sum it up, it sounds too much. But when they break it down for you, you'll find that it is quite enough to finish everything.
Yes.
This season, I pledged myself for any team which is out there. If you are willing to play fourth division when you have qualified, even those who are already there, I'm willing to help teams.
You are willing to help?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Thank you, Stewart. Actually, those are some of the challenges and how we have tried to come out to find that some clubs were left out. I think it is all about organizing yourself as the management of those respective teams. So
True.
when you always organize, everything will come easy for you. So St. George, they were organized and they didn't experience that challenge as others did. So that has been credit for you, St. George. So wish you well as you are coming to a first division, though the journey is yet to begin. Besides that, I think still talking about football, the challenges, how did you see the officiating of the game in first division? Because there are many challenges and some new clubs normally face challenges in one, transport fares, moving from one place to another. Others complain of officials, how they officiate, maybe in terms of facilitating them, maybe in terms of match fixing, being biased. How was the experience? How was the officiating? How did you rate it?
You know, fifth division, it is always taken for granted. I don't know why, but I think I've been there. I can say this. It is true. This is where you go to play a game and you find there is only one match official. This is where you go to play and you find maybe the hosting team has not prepared the playground. They have not even slashed. These are the teams where you can maybe try to advise them that this ground can't host games. Maybe try another ground. For example, in Kibamba, around the primary school there,
Yes.
that is where they host their games from. But as you approach that place, there is another small, okay, not small, but a better field, which those managers maybe can fix it and they host their games from there, but they will not accept. Match, you wanted me to talk about match officials.
Yes.
I think it still lacks. We still have, we can do better.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do better. And since the growth of football starts from fifth division,
Yes.
I think it is high time that the DFA and maybe the leaders of referees come up with a better plan to make the game better. There is no way how you're going to have better organized teams. For example, like maybe Ntoma last season was organized, St. George was organized, Kibamba was also organized in its way, but you find that at one point they will be disappointed by how their games were managed. So, and you find that can also be drawn back to the few match officials we have in the district. You find that a certain match official is supposed to maybe officiate here and maybe later in the evening go somewhere else.
Yeah.
That takes the back a little bit behind.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, that's Stewart, for your contribution towards analyzing and talking about the challenges and maybe some brief achievements as the management of St. George,
Yep.
since you actually were registered from First Division and then been promoted as the champions to First Division. Maybe briefly tell us, our viewers, what you have so far achieved and also what you're expecting.
One of the achievements I can highlight out, it is being able to sustain St. George. It has not been an easy journey,
Yes.
but with the guidance of our club chairperson, Mr. Ndaura Rogers,
Yes.
our club CEO, Ms. Nakamia Winnie, with their guidance, we have been able to sustain this team.
True.
And another achievement I can highlight out is, of course, promotion from one level
To another.
to another, fourth
Yes.
division. And it is a clear indicator that the club is growing. Then another achievement is how we have been embraced in the community. I think people are now starting to look at us as a symbol of hope.
True.
As a symbol of hope in terms of football. And basically, that is our major target. We want these boys to be to be given an opportunity to play football. And seeing them play football, to us, it feels like an achievement.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very
And
much.
the others are still coming on.
Others are coming. Okay, our viewers of Elkem TV, allow us to go for a brief commercial break. So I'll be back. Don't touch your dial.
No.
We'll be back from that commercial break. Our viewers of Elkem TV, we actually have been talking about our local sports here with none other than Stewart, the manager from St. George Football Club, being promoted to First Division. I think we have to appreciate them for that. It is not always easy, but they have been able to make it for their first time as from First Division straight to First Division, and they're aiming to go beyond with only they want to play only one season and be promoted to another level. Next time they will go either to region or big league, and then they go to Uganda Premier League. If you have a target, that is how things are. It's all about organizing. It is all about organizing yourself. So thank you very much, our viewers. And then our second round, Stewart.
Yes, please.
Uganda for the 2 consecutive times have failed to qualify for AFCON. That's next year, 2024, January 13th, they'll be in Ivory Coast. So Uganda in their group, they had Algeria, they have Niger, Tanzania, and of course Uganda Cranes. Uganda, in their yesterday's game, despite them winning it by 2-0 in first half, that is in 17 minutes by Aziz Kayondo and also Ochaya in 39th minute, they actually put Uganda ahead and they were able to win that game. Uganda had 4 points and Tanzania had 7 points. Uganda's actually Sol was now on Algeria. They were praying that Algeria to beat Tanzania. That is that's Tanzania's home ground. So as well as they beat Niger, so that Uganda could go 7 points, and then also Tanzania level in 7 points. But Uganda, they are going to be ahead of Tanzania in goal difference. But things didn't go good with Uganda. Tanzania made a goalless draw with Algeria, despite Algeria positioning. They were playing, their goal position was actually 80. So they played, Tanzania defended up to 90 minutes. It ended 0-0, implying Tanzania qualified ahead of Uganda with 8 points. Uganda remained with a 7 point. So what is required? We have seen Ugandan football. We have seen Ugandan Premier. If you try to compare Ugandan league with some of those African countries like Cameroon, like Tunisia, like Algeria, those guys, their Premier League is... So what could be the challenges always facing Uganda when it comes to issues of qualifying for AFCON? And maybe probably World Cup, you never know. But AFCON, for 2 consecutive times, they have failed. Where could the problem be?
Okay. I think it draws us back to what we talked about earlier on. Preparations.
Yes.
Do you think that Uganda had only yesterday's game to qualify for next year's AFCON?
No.
We had more than 5 games to play.
Yes.
If we are 6, if we are 4 in the group, it means we are going to play 3 home games, 3 away games. It is yesterday we failed to qualify just because we didn't prepare. We didn't prepare. When we are supposed to win our games, more so the home game we lost here. Was it at Chitende?
Yes. To Algeria.
To Algeria. A game we are supposed to win so that we maybe brighten our chances of qualifying. We didn't do that. And it is all accumulated at not being prepared very well. And also maybe the kind of players we normally summon for the national team.
Yes.
These are some of the players, maybe one will say where they are, they don't get enough playing time.
Yes.
And you want to summon them on the national team and you expect to give you results. That is not going to happen. Countries like Algeria, Nigeria, Senegal, there are things which they are doing behind the scenes,
yes,
which are putting them in better positions of qualifying year in, year out for AFCON or
consistency.
Yes, or the World Cup. It is high time also Uganda to take the same manuscript. And it is last month, but one of our regional CEOs was trying to educate us. Uganda to perform better in terms of football, we have to start from 5th division. The federation has to pay more seriousness on the grassroots football, to an extent that he even advised us that why would a 4th division club sign a player who is 45 years?
Yes.
What do you think that person who is 45 or 35 going to add on the Ugandan football? Can't you use young players? Can't you groom them? And he tasked us to do that. The same thing, I will use the same script on the national team. Let us trust these young players.
Yeah.
2 years or 3 years back, we had one of the second best teams, under 20. Was it under 21?
Under 21.
The one which played under 20. Yes. The one which played AFCON finals with the, was it Ghana?
Yeah.
And we lost on the finals.
Yes.
Where is that team? What is that team? How I wish we had kept that team to come through the ranks.
So maybe the coach or the committees,
Yes.
they need more experienced players than those young upcoming ones.
Yes, this is the team where they will tell you that to be someone on that team, you should be knowing someone. That is why they can summon someone who is not even playing where he is, but because he knows one of the coaches or one of the top guys in the ranks, they qualify to play. But football shouldn't be managed like that. Because everyone
It is all about the talent.
Yes.
It is all about the talent and the time that person has been
Yes.
in the pitch. Talking about actually the issue of players, I agree with you. When you try to see some of those African countries like Egypt, Nigeria, Algeria, Morocco,
Yes.
those people, they have professional players who are playing outside in most big leagues in Europe. But when you see those players being summoned at their respective national team, you may find that even a star is being those former players whom they know that they might even had more playing time than some of those professional players who are outside. But you will find a Ugandan player who is actually playing in the second division of those countries in Europe. When he comes here, the guy was there benched, but when he comes to Uganda, he's taken as a star and is given time to play than somebody who has been playing either for Kitara FC here, who is consistent, somebody playing for Vipers, KCCA. So some of those things, I think, there are those coaches who always bring such issues. Now for Uganda's case, did you actually, because some people talked much when you watch Tanzania's game with Algeria yesterday, some people were like, as if there was a kind of biasness in that game. Maybe Algeria have actually sold that game to Tanzania. How true could you think it could be? Could you expect Tanzania to get point from Algeria?
What I can say, Tanzania was more organized. That is the fact.
Yes.
They were able to manage their game against us. They did so yesterday against Algeria, one of the top teams on the continent. There is, I don't want us to buy that cheap talk of that the game was sold. No, it wasn't.
They played.
Besides, yes. Besides that, even Algeria qualified when it was left with 3 games. It is only Uganda who was trying to qualify on the last day. That can't happen. Why should you count on the misfortunes of the other team? Can't you do that by your own? And maybe if we am to speak about this also, allow me take you back to how players are summoned.
Yes.
Last season in Big League, we had the 2 top strikers in the land playing in Big League.
Who were those?
That was Omedi Dennis
Yes.
and Kitegenyi Henry. Those guys scored every kind of goal in Big League. But have you seen them being brought in here, the national team? Don't you think there is something missing out? Omedi is only summoned to play regional games of the national team. But he can't be summoned maybe to represent his country even in AFCON qualifiers. When will you start bringing in these guys? These teams which are maybe playing here in the Ugandan leagues can give you results. But if you underlook them and you go to those players who are in Europe, besides that they are in Europe, but playing in lower leagues, not even playing, but they are just being put on their team's benches, and they come here, we start omunyora agamba kuhuwa akagaro Tanzania bagitere itwe turabo, but football can't. Mathematics, time in, time out, mathematics every day. No. Something has to change.
So for the last, actually, it is not yesterday. It is now 2 consecutive time that Uganda has failed to qualify. But Uganda also, we have been seeing whenever they are playing qualifiers, Uganda has never qualified direct that they are leading the table. No, they always mathematics comes in. What do you see Uganda in the next maybe 5 years, and what should Uganda do in order to compete like some of those other African countries?
When this draw was made, everyone thought that after Algeria, Uganda would be the second country there. But as we speak today, yesterday it was a different reason. Maybe I will not even count for the next 5 years to rectify certain things, because in terms of football, that is a very short time. What we need to do is going back on the drawing board.
Yes.
Something we had tried to do 4 or 5 years back.
Yes.
Investing more in the youth system. I think that is what we are supposed to do.
Giving more time for youth to play
and
than
also
those old players.
Encouraging home-based players or summoning them time in, time out on the national team. There are players who can deliver. We are playing here. We have seen it work in other countries. It can also work in Uganda. Yes.
But if we are to see, FIFA has been organizing friendly matches for several times, regional, with Uganda Cranes, they come and play, maybe Bunyoro Select. I don't know, what have those people been scouting? Have they been in position to identify some of those players with talents? For me, I cannot say that they are actually players whom they always face Uganda Cranes, and they fail to. I've never seen a player being identified from a foundation or grassroots that he has been given chance to go. What are those qualifications or preparations meant for all the time?
I don't want to say this, but I think some of those activities are done to pass time. Some are done maybe to meet their accountabilities.
For self-interest.
Self-interest. Because if you can organize regional games, regional tours for the national team, and you fail to at least assemble, let me say, half of a national team, or you tell us, you parade them at FIFA and you tell us, you know, these are some of the young players we have got in the regions where we have been, and if they are groomed very well, they can do something for us. I think they should stop even doing it. That is what I can advise maybe. Let us just go back and groom the young boys.
Groom the young boys.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
The regional tours are not paying off anything.
Are not playing any role for actually improving football.
Yes.
Okay, that is actually a steward manager from St. George Football Club here in Masindi. We are analyzing about Uganda's performance yesterday. Actually, they disappointed most people. People didn't actually expect that, but football, anything can happen. And Tanzania managed to pick a point from Algeria, who proved to be actually a lion. Algeria won all their 5 matches. They won all their 5 games, and they came when they had 15 points. Now, yesterday, they are able to drop 2 points against Tanzania, Taifa Stars, but they picked 1 point against Tanzania, though most people were alleging that there was money that exchanged hand, but those are just allegations. Tanzania played, and indeed, their target was to qualify, and of which Uganda relaxed a bit at the beginning, so it has costed them maybe next time. So they missed out of the 24 teams. that are going to qualify for next season. That's in Ivory Coast, January 13th, 2024. So for Uganda, we are now out. And then those ones yesterday.
We can try again next time.
We try again next time.
Yes.
They should keep on trying.
Yes.
You never know. Next time they will qualify. Ghana managed to beat Central Republic Africa by 2-0. We saw Kadus from West Ham, who was signed. Actually, West Ham signed him. The man was tremendous. He scored a very good goal for Ghana. Ghana won it. And then also it was a very good Ghana's football had decreased a bit. Ghana, the way they play is not like how they used to play those days.
Yes.
But Ghana, I don't know what could be the problem with Ghana. Their football, they have very many experienced players who are playing in different leagues. But Ghana football, what could be the problem with Ghana? Ghana is not like how it used to be those days in West African countries.
I think I will attribute that to, I think this happens everywhere. Be it club football or country football. Ghana has been in that period where you say it was in a slump. And what they are trying to do right now is coming out of the slump.
Yes.
To come back on top. And they are doing that by promoting youth setups in football. Certain countries, I think the moment they go in that down slump, I'll give you an example of maybe Zambia. There was a time when Zambia was one of the giants on the continent.
Yes.
But right now, you can't put them in the picture.
True.
Meaning they have got stuck in that slump. I think Ghana is on the right track to come back and play its beautiful football again. Okay. And it is doing so by raising itself out of that slump. And I think, they are going to make it. Even in the next AFCON or World Cup, they will compete, they will challenge. Okay. Yes.
Okay, also on the other side we saw Tunisia beating Botswana by 3-0. Tunisia is one of the those countries in West Africa who are performing very well. And indeed, every season at least we have seen consistency in Tunisia. I think some of those, what could be the difference between West African countries and East African countries? Those people, their football is different from us, the East African. What is lacking behind us, and what is making some of those West African clubs to always be ahead of us?
Preparations, and also maybe the strategy they normally take. Us here in East Africa, I think we don't even believe that we can develop football from the grassroots level. The North and West African countries, they have embraced that very well. They have done it better, that to an extent they are excelling in each and every age category on the continent.
Yes.
I'll give you an example of Morocco.
True.
Morocco is excelling in every age category, be it the ladies or men. Just recently they were playing the Women's World Cup and they were putting up some good fights. And
they reached in semi-finals of World Cup.
Yes.
They surprised actually the world.
Yes. It all rotates around being organized. Being organized. Just rectify a few things and we shall be good to go. Yes.
Okay, that is actually the difference between East African teams and some of those West African teams. It is all about organizing yourself ahead of what you are going to encounter. So I think as Uganda, if we are always organized, next time we shall not be bringing issues of mathematics that for Uganda to qualify, Algeria first need to be beaten, or Tanzania need to be beaten by Algeria with a certain number of goals. So you just need to struggle from beginning preliminaries up to the stage level where you will be in position to collect maximum points, and then you qualify automatic. So Uganda, for the last time, have known mathematics has never failed to come for them. So you never know, things may change ahead there. So we pray for our national team, Uganda, if we support and also give support to some of those players, everything will be fine. There is also motivation. Players need to be motivated. Sometimes you find they compare, but a player, you want a result from that player. You fail to actually motivate. It always even at times demoralize and results into poor performance. Those things are possible, but what all brings that, let me say, also maybe finance. But we have seen Uganda in parliament approving money. Those MPs have been raising complaints that money should be put, and they have ever, but also corruption allegations were for several times been put on those committees of FUFA. So we pray maybe in the future some of those things may be changed.
But you will find that the moment we organize ourselves, even the government wants to associate with organized groups. The moment we organize ourselves, players will be more motivated. But if we are still pulling ropes here and there, I don't think government can get involved in those dances.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it just needs teamwork,
yes,
commitment, and everything will be fine. Our viewers of Elkem TV, we are still pushing on West Nile's ambassador Moses, the great sports messiah, alongside the steward, manager, St. George Football Club. We are partnering with the that's the Kabalega Resort Hotel here based in the heart of Masindi municipality. When you want quality services, what you have to do is just come at the resort, enjoy yourself. You will receive value for your money, actually, courtesy of Kabalega Resort. They say every Sunday they bring for you live band. Just come and feel the vibes here at Kabalega Resort from 6 to actually 10. You can come with your partners or families. You come and enjoy a live band here, courtesy of Kabalega Resort, one of the biggest hotels here in Bunyoro and also Uganda at large. When you come here, you will see value for your money and where quality matters. So that's Kabalega Resort, our partners in development as Elkem TV. We appreciate and thank all the management of Kabalega Resort for actually what you are doing and the service you are rendering to our people here in Masindi and Bunyoro and then Uganda at large. So that is allow us to go for a short commercial break. We shall be back. Don't touch your dial. Some refreshment. We'll be back from that short commercial break. Our viewers of Elkem TV, we are talking about Ugandan football, and then right now I think we are going to European football and see what is going on. Qualifiers, Euro qualifiers are ongoing, and the countries are actually playing a number of matches. Since yesterday we have been seeing certain countries are playing, and today also we are seeing Spain up against Georgia. They are playing. So we are people are for holiday break, and respective leagues. We are English Premier League, we are Spanish La Liga, we have seen German Bundesliga, Italian Serie A, France League 1, to mention but a few. All players have gone for actually qualifications and for their respective countries. So it's being patriotic. Some of those players, even they do not want to go and play. Others have actually resigned to playing for their own national teams. I don't think those players who always resign, even if you find others resign at an early age, is that being patriotic real? I think you first have to have that heart for loving your country, and then others come. But you find the player at the age of 25, 26 deciding that I'm no longer going to play for my country. What always forces some of those players to resign early for playing to their national teams?
People make a living out of football. These players, some of them are trading their footballing skills in those clubs where they are being paid handsomely. And I think it rotates around the finances. They want to get better finances. I wouldn't want to say that maybe they are not patriotic enough to continue playing for their respective countries. But they also need to make a living.
Yes.
If they feel that they have served enough for their countries, allow them to retire. And also give room to the young players to come through the ranks.
True.
I think there is nothing bad about an experienced player choosing to retire from the national team. Other players can always come through.
Others come through.
Yes, yes.
You leave way for others to come.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is how football can develop.
Exactly.
Yes, it is not going to be, for example, let me use our all-time favorite goalkeeper, Onyango. It had to reach a certain point that let us see more of the Salims, more of the other goalkeepers,
Yes.
to also try out their luck. And I think somehow, somewhere it is working out. I love the way on our Ugandan team how Salim plays. Though I think director Elijah doesn't like how Onana plays, but Salim, that is how he plays.
Yeah.
He loves to build the game from behind. Omunyora gamba tayenda webyo kuteerayo buteera yetu.
Yes.
He builds the game from the goalkeeper as we go ahead, and I think he brings on that good quality to the team and even other players. When Massa left, we got Bayo. Bayo is playing well. We got the likes of Kalisa. I think we are good. We are good. We are not yet there where we want to be, but at least you can see progress. Yeah.
But still, though some of those new players have come in, they are still struggling to fit in the suit of those now like Onyango, Dennis Onyango. Salim is still going to catch up with Onyango's style. Onyango did a lot Uganda Cranes. Actually, one time he was ranked number 10 in the whole world, and he was ahead of Peter Cech, the other former goalkeeper of Chelsea. But when you try to see Salim,
Arsenal.
Yeah. Elijah, they should add on Arsenal.
Yeah, because he played there.
Yeah. Yes. So Peter Cech actually was below Onyango. Onyango was ranked ahead of Peter Cech, but Peter Cech by then also he was on form. The club he was playing for, Arsenal, he played for Arsenal, Chelsea, DC Czech Republic International. So sometimes they say experience matters, and at times it takes time for some of those young players to adopt the style.
It is a process.
Yeah, it is a process. But what all is that it is a focus and the commitment for you to be in the suits of your maybe predecessors. That is it actually with the how Uganda and the players resign earlier from their national teams. Others, they say they want money because some of those clubs nowadays they have come in and they are putting a lot of money, like Arab countries. I don't know what is the target of Arab countries. They are putting much focus in buying those professional. Now, like yesterday, Muhammad Salah, most people expected Muhammad Salah to be now in El Ittihad. They brought their offer like 4 times, and the last one was 210 million to Liverpool for 31-year-old Muhammad Salah. They wanted him, but Liverpool said no. When you try to see Muhammad Salah of this season compared to last season when they were with the Sadio Mane, their partnership, how do you rate him in his performance?
for Liverpool. When he was with Mohamed Mane that season and with this season.
Of course, a Liverpool without money, Sadio Mane, it is a very different Liverpool. You realize that now they focus their play much on the flank where Salah is playing. But back then I think it was balanced.
Yes.
And I think one of the most regrettable mistakes Liverpool has ever done was letting Mane go without a proper replacement.
True.
And that will, I think, live to haunt them for the rest of their time. However much things come and go, players come and go, but you can see they are a bit scoring, a bit, let me say, struggling. Yeah? However much Salah is trying so hard to stand up in terms of maybe playing and scoring goals, but you can see the other left flank is not giving out goals. Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe the failed bid for Salah to go there. I think in the Al Ittihad, yeah?
Yes.
The Arab League, I love to call it the Arab League countries, they want now personalities, football personalities. They want football to shift from Europe to that side of theirs. And it is through lowering these stars, football stars, the likes of Ronaldo, Sadio Mane, the likes of Benzema. Now they were trying to lure Salah.
Yes.
I think they are up to something. If I'm to read in between the lines, very soon they will host another World Cup.
Actually, Steven Gerrard's team wanted Jadon Sancho on loan. But Manchester United said they can give Jadon Sancho to them on loan, but in next season, in the summer, they should buy him at £50 million. They refused. Do you see Sancho from Borussia Dortmund to Man United? Has he played any role for Man United? The Sancho who was in Borussia Dortmund, is he the same Sancho who is in Manchester United? And what is making Sancho to fail to perform for United than when he was at Borussia Dortmund?
I think it goes back to the coach failing to trust him. And also maybe the style of play. You realize that the Sancho of Borussia Dortmund,
yes,
was more of a free player on the pitch. He could roam everywhere on the pitch like he was basically their major playmaker. But here in Man United, you find that they always prefer him to play on the right, and maybe not even all the time.
Okay.
A player to give you their best, they have to play time in and time out.
And in their preferred position.
Yes, in their preferred position. This is the Sancho. In the preseason, he was playing as a striker. I don't know in which game at Borussia Dortmund did Sancho play as a striker. Then you come in the league, he was training as a striker there, then in the league he's playing as a lefty winger. Then I think he can't give you the results you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think we are coming to the end of the program. Just say your last words to your viewers as we wind up.
Our dear viewers outside there, allow me to take this chance again to thank you for sticking on with us on Elkem TV, the #1 TV station in the region. And I want to applaud you guys. Thank you for always creating time for sports. And I love it when we start with the local content. As far as 5th division, then we go on ascending. How I wish we could give more platform, more space for these kind of activities, more so in sports. Yes, as we are organizing, we are preparing for our 4th division fourth division for next season. I want to encourage players on every level, because me, I serve football. That is what I always tell people. I serve football.
Yes.
That the players turn up for training, train in your respective teams, because the season is going to be a long one. And also the team managers prepare your teams. Prepare your teams so that they are able to participate in their respective leagues. And also cry out for the potential sponsors. Come out and sponsor these teams. Give them financial support. We have coaches who are out there. If you see a team that needs your expertise, come in and help it out. Together we can promote the footballing industry. And maybe I should remind this to people. Football is also another venture where players can, yes, another enterprise. If I'll give you, me, I love giving out this example. Gift Fred. Just 4 years back, we were beating snakes with him around the town here. But now he's in Young, Tanzania, earning some good money. Even our players in St. George or Kirasa or Dove can go through, can follow that path and achieve from football. Thank you for hosting me, and to the viewers, I sign out.
Thank you very much, our viewers of Elkem TV.
I think we have come to the end of our program for today, 8th of September 2029. I thank you for considering us as your #1 online TV. We appreciate and thank you that we keep on with that spirit. We are out of here. If God wishes, we see you again next time. See you there.